Hi, I'm James Shillinglaw. I'm here at the ASTA Global Convention down in San Juan. And just before this conference, I attended another wonderful event. It's the PATH, Professional Association of Travel Hosts annual, what is the summit, right?
It's a symposium.
Symposium. And I have to be corrected by Anita Pagliasso, who incidentally is one of our columnists, as you know. She does the Insider Marketing Expert column for us now. And Anita is also president of PATH, the Professional Travel Hosts. It was a wonderful meeting, and we're going to talk about it and where host agencies are today and a whole lot more on Insider Travel Report. Now, Anita, I've been to many of the PATH meetings, and it just keeps getting better and better. So how many people attended this year?
We had close to 115 to 120, and it's very interesting because it's pretty much always a 50-50 mix of host agencies,
right.
Our members, and the supplier partners that are out there that really want to get to know how to better work with host agencies.
And I did sense that we had more host agencies today and more suppliers, really, right?
Yes, we did. It was it's a wonderful attendance, especially here in Puerto Rico that they all came out for. And we always try to really support and align our conferences, the symposium, with the ASTA global conference. Yeah, for sure.
Right before. Now, you had 2 days of conference. The first day I couldn't be part of, but you have the suppliers and then you have the agencies, and you both have private sessions for both, right?
It's interesting because we've always traditionally had a half day just for the host agency, just to share best practices. And all of this, I call it, is more collaboration than competition. And it's amazing how we've all worked together to address it. And the host agencies come out of there, especially if they've never attended before, and they thought, oh my gosh, I've seen tears come out saying, we thought we were the only agency that was dealing with these kind of things. So then we collaborate, kind of say, well, what do you do? How do you do this? And it works so well. But it also brings up some of the subjects as far as the differences between now host agencies working with suppliers. In the past, the suppliers, the cruise lines, everything were geared to the storefront agencies.
Right.
This is a whole different model.
And they have geared, and of course, we all grew up together. I started Agent at Home magazine years ago. You were a columnist for me back then, and really the industry has gravitated to this host model. So you're really a more crucial organization than ever, I would say.
It is, and I after this symposium, I keep getting more people, more suppliers that really want to understand the host agency model. How do you distribute information to when the independent advisors are all across the United States and the host agency may be in Brunswick, Ohio?
That was an issue we said years ago. Some of the issues keep coming back, that's for sure.
They do, but we tried to change it this year because I wanted it to be more actionable, and so by popular demand, actually last year when we finished in San Francisco, the suppliers came up to us and said, we would really like to have an opportunity to network together ourselves, just like the host agencies do.
You set up the separate meeting for them.
Separate meeting. They actually kicked us out, as far as the board members from PATH, because they really wanted to hone in and talk about different things. And we actually asked Lisa Doss with ALG and Anthony Malaro with Royal Caribbean to come in, and they were the hosts, the moderators. They were thrilled when they came out. So then we had these two independent meetings.
And then we all come together on the next day, right?
We all came together, and we put the issues up on walls all over the place, and then we identified which were the most important. So then we actually had a survey to say, okay, now you know the issue. Whether you're a host or whether you're a supplier, how are you going to deal with it? Let us know. Is this something you can't deal with?
Right.
Or is it something that you can deal with, and how can you deal with it? Because we want them to come back and say, we made these changes because of what we learned in the past symposium.
No, absolutely. And it's much more of an interactive conference. It really reminded me years ago, and I remember a few days, the ICTA, now the Travel Institute, had a national forum where we kind of did a think tank environment and kind of trying to address and solve problems, right?
Right, exactly, and that's what it's all about. It's because I always feel, no matter what, we're all under this big umbrella of a travel industry. So if we elevate any professional anywhere, then it makes us better as a whole. And it's so exciting to see some of the things that some of the suppliers had indicated that they made changes on their distribution systems, so that how we get out there and even more, because we're going to do this more often. It's not going to be just on an annual basis.
Yeah, so you can do that. Now, from your takeaway, give us about two or three, maybe three issues that came out of this that either were new or something that's still pressing that needs to be addressed.
Fraud has become a huge issue right now. And this was, I think, the most informative, how we were all kind of addressing the fraud issues and how to avoid having it hit within the agencies and even the suppliers. The suppliers are being hit left and right. So this is a huge issue, and I think as an industry we have to tackle it because it's kind of rampant out there.
Yeah, fraud is good. It remains an issue no matter what. So that was a big one there, and so there are other ones too, right?
Of course, there's a lot of AI talk right now. It's buzzing through here, and how that's going to affect us, and how we can all manage it with our agents out there and what they're doing, and the advisors that are using it. So to kind of say, okay, this is what we can put out there as a tool, and not as a threat, but that's going to be it's coming up in all the sessions here. It's really interesting.
Great. No, and AI as well. So where do you go from here? I mean, the next one is going to be before I think the next ASTA Global Convention is in Dallas. You're going to be there next May, right?
Well, yes, but we're still debating whether it's going to be pre or post. So it's probably going to be post ASTA this coming next year, because the beginning of ASTA starts right after Memorial Day, so it's hard to ask everybody to give up the holiday weekend. So we're working on the logistics of how and where we're going to have all the different meetings. They're asking for more. The one thing I came away with was it wasn't enough time, and we're going, really? So every year...
Yeah, you got 2 days, and now they want more. So it really is a very productive conference. And now, where can the folks out there, maybe they're a host agency or maybe they're a supplier looking to understand hosts better, where can they go to find out more about PATH?
The website is path4hosts, plural.com. So it's path4hosts.com. All of our contact information, all the board members are there, the actual members that are members, the host agencies are there, and contact me anytime.
Fantastic. Well, Anita, you're doing a great job with PATH. I know it's a passion of yours, and you've really gotten that organization. It's been around, for 20-some years, I think, if I recall, and it's really changed and become this kind of real, as I said, think tank, a solutions-based meeting that a lot of travel suppliers want to go because they have to work and understand how to work with hosts, and of course, most of the most successful agencies are hosts. So again, thank you so much. Great to see you as always, and keep those columns coming in.
Well, I will. Keep them coming for you. All right, James.
I'm James Shillinglaw, and this is Insider Travel Report.